a mother and call their children home and tell them we not fighting, tell them they can take their AKs and do whatever with them, but we ain't fighting. All the mothers on earth at the same time. Who gonna fight the war for these animals? See, we not paying attention. We feeding our children to their military machines, to their medical networks. We allowing our children to be farms for human organs. We allowing them to be made into all types of food dishes to feed so-called royal families. And all of the time we conscious of what's going on, and none of our actions is stopping anything. But we only got to give 3 orders to clean up the house. 3 orders. The first order, just everybody stop and look like, what the hell just happened? What the hell just happened? But only specific people are qualified according to deeds and service to give the orders. Otherwise, the orders will not be taken seriously, and that's going to be not good for the entire planet if they're not taken seriously by the ones the orders are given to. So you have to look at the spectrum of leadership, analyze it. You got to find the one who's put in the most work and endured the most suffering and still remains in a prominent position in light of all of that. Because in order for that person to remain there, there has to be a greater power than himself to keep him there. There's no leader, black, white, Asian, or otherwise, that can maintain a leadership position in opposition to the collective will of the people unless it's a divine mission. That means that that person has something they have to do that's bigger than them and all they screw ups. And some of the things that they've been accused of may not even be the case. But because we didn't do our due diligence, we don't pay attention well enough. Because we are so conscious in quoting facts that we're not really paying attention to substance, the substance of the day, and how to remedy the situation. So we find various individuals in various positions to give us information. That's what the community should be called. It shouldn't be called the conscious community. It should be called the open information community, because that's all they do is exchange information, but they make no moves that affect change. See, everything is supposed to be to affect change, to improve upon the adverse condition. When what you do doesn't actually make a noticeable change, then you are right. Then you philosophizing. You're not actualizing. The philosophy is necessary, but it's not the end of it. You don't stop with the philosophy, because now you have to actualize it by application. This is taking the military strategy off the drawing board and implementing it on the battlefield as a tactic and a maneuver. It's the same principle at play. If you want to be liberated from your oppressor, do not accept any type of disparaging discussion from one forefront brother that's relaying information in relation to another one. Sisters as well. If they say something that support one another, support them, especially when you hear it, if like they on a live like I am, and you agree that they said something that supports another unconnected individual, that show them love on that, because that's how they get the unity. They get to see that the people want them to work together. They'll work together because the people demand it. It's simple supply and demand. The people get what the people want. The customer always right. If the people want freedom, the only thing they can do is push those like minds together and make them work. Make the think tank. Put the problem up on the board just like they do in math school when all of those physicists get together to figure out how to get this space probe from Earth to Pluto. An insurmountable obstacle. They go and get all these physicists, these mathematicians and scientists, and put them all in a room get a big old chalkboard and say, here's the problem, solve it. And they shut the door on it. And they come back with a solution to the problem. And we don't do that. So we see it work for them, and we still don't do that. Now, that got to be some form of insanity. Because you see what works, but refuse to use what works in pursuit of that which absolutely do not work. Divide and conquer has never liberated anybody. There is no record in the history of the world, in the ancient tablets, in the etheric record, and I read them all, and I have not found anywhere where divide and conquer was an effective means of liberation. I found divide and conquer, I found a subjective group of people being oppressed and suppressed. As long as you allow that divide and conquer to stand, your oppressor remains victorious over you. So wherever you see a conscious brother that you know do the work in the community, request that brother to work with another brother that's totally unrelated to, if he's a Hebrew Israelite, ask him to go work with an FOI. We don't care about what y'all don't agree on. We want to know, what did y'all find that was similar in the teachings of Elijah Muhammad and the teachings of Yahweh ben Yahweh? What did y'all find in common? What do y'all find in common between the teachings of Malachi York and the teachings of Ben Ami Carter? What y'all find in common? What did y'all find in common between what Dr. Dean said and what Claude Clegg said? Whatever they is, let's try to find, because when we find all that common stuff, we started to realize that all the stuff we was divided on was decoys. All of the things that we using to stay divided is a decoy. It's like you want to go duck hunting and you go get you a string of decoy ducks and you throw them in the lake. But I only got like 4 videos on there because I haven't really been doing YouTube yet, because I've been trying to give these people the opportunity to come and do what they're supposed to do. And they got me sitting on standby. I ain't got no problem with being on standby. I've been on standby my whole life. I'm just tired of hearing these motherfuckers talking about they conscious and they aware and they know what's going on, but they can't fix the goddamn problem. I'm telling these motherfuckers, if they get off their goddamn hands and do their part, this shit is easy. All you got to do is take 3 steps and use your power. The whole world gonna stop. It's already written. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Diane, it's right there. Morpheus Megas at YouTube. Yeah, right now I'm trying to get off all social media. I'm trying to get into a more practical reality of putting these sisters together. So once they gotta meet, right? There's a group of sisters that I communicate with on social media that are very powerful sisters across the country in different locations. And they all got a role to play in the rebuild structure. In the structure for the rebuild, when they all do their part, it worked like, it's like putting the dream team together. Every one of them loving, beautiful, kind-hearted women that want to see this shit stop. They're sincere, and they doing their part. You know, like Portia helped me do my research, and if I need her to look something up, she's my personal research assistant. And Aisha, she in California, but she has to run the Department of Education or the Rites of Passage program, because we're going to get out of the Western concept of 4 walls, trap your mind, slow your child's brain down education, and we're going to get back into the God mind training, where we try to speed the brain up to grasp information faster. You're teaching them with the wrong structure. So a baby is born with no knowledge. And when we start teaching them, you're supposed to teach them building blocks, colors, shapes, alphabet. But when they get into really learning, then the next thing after the alphabet, you teach them phonics. And after the phonics, they got that now, then you teach them speed reading. And once they can use the phonics to speed read, then you give them the biggest dictionary, the most comprehensive dictionary of the English language that you can if you're in England or America or English-speaking country. Whatever country you're in, it's the same principles apply. Once they learn speed reading, you give them the dictionary, the most exhaustive dictionary in that language, and you run them through that for about a year. Read the entire book over and over for about a year. Don't try to memorize it, just read it. And all you're doing is you're giving them all of the meaning of the words in detail. The better they can understand the meaning of the word, the less effective the spell is on their psychology. The faster they can assimilate the information, the faster that they can see the deception in real time. That's why they don't like speed reading, critical thinking, and practical problem solving classes in inner city educational facilities, because those things takes the brakes off. If you ever notice, you got average children that go to average class. Then you have those who they say is below average. They send them to what they call a special educational program. And then you got what they call accelerated into college prep and classes for the gifted. Well, there's a German model. It's called Realschulen, Volksschulen, and Academia. Real schooling or Realschulen is the homonym for the English real schooling. Volksschulen, which most children go to, is a homonym of the English equivalent of false schooling. And academia is where you send your upper echelon minds for what they call it, it's called academia flat out, but it's a three-tier educational system. It's to separate the brightest children, extract them from the masses, those whose brains they can't slow down, and fit into the realm of what you call normal, average, mediocre, in the middle, C child. Your A, B, C, D, E, or your 1 through 5 grading methods are bullshit. All that is a measuring tool for money. It don't have nothing to do with what your child learned. It don't have anything to do with whether your child learned or not. I was a functional illiterate with a 3.75 GPA. I was a functional illiterate. And I got kicked out in the 10th grade as a functional illiterate. How the fuck that I can't read and I can maintain a 3.75 is beyond fucking me. I had to teach myself how to read correctly. I had to learn the dictionary. I had to raise myself from idiot to genius on my fucking own. I mean, it wasn't no easy job, and I did have a lot of help. But the fact of the matter is I had to find my own determination to not accept the bullshit. I had to find my own drive to overcome the oppressor. Yeah, Don, I got a couple of sisters down in ATL. Hey, Portia, ain't no topic. We freestyling today, sweetie. If you got any questions, just throw that shit out there. If it's stick, I'm going to answer it. Hey, look, I done been all over this country, right? And I done seen all kind of females from all walks of life. And believe it or not, I was shocked to find the most loyal females grow up in gang culture. That blew my wig back because it's so outside. Yeah. It kind of like took me for a loop because I never expected the women that know how to work together in a group, know how to function in a household, with a male leader. But remember, the women are actually running the show, but they know how to keep that man in power. And they know how to work together in raising the children. Now, these supposed to be the derelicts, the worst. This is gang banging females. And out of all of the gang banging females, the ones that I've seen do the most remarkable hold you down ass shit been Bloods and Crip females. I haven't seen it nowhere else in the country on that level. They so out cold, they come up in your crib and reorganize the house like that in the click. They bringing what you need. If they think you worthy, they bringing everything you fucking need right there. Okay, let's get this party. Like if I was in LA right now, I couldn't sit at home like this. If I was in California, there's no way them sisters in California would know that I know the shit that I know and leave me sitting in a goddamn house. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It can't happen. It's not possible. Their psychology, their makeup, and their character is totally different on the West Coast and any other part of the country. They all ready to ride. I got in my saved videos. I'm probably gonna post it up as a comment in this video. See if I can get it from another place. They already know what the call is, right? I'm gonna prove it to you. West Coast sisters already know what they supposed to be doing. They already know. I'm gonna show you. I gotta go to my saved videos. I'm gonna post this video in the comments. I wish I could post this mug and up on the side of the screen with me, and where y'all could see it. You know, in the black community, we used to dread prison worse than anything else. Prison used to be the worst thing you can threaten us with. And then we start marching for civil rights, right? Once we start marching for civil rights, stuff started to change because we didn't fear prison no more. We didn't fear getting locked up or jailed. Fuck that shit. And you know what we do? See, black people are natural alchemists, whether they accept it or not, or whether they know it or not. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Black people are natural alchemists in the respect that all of the bad shit that get dumped on us, we convert that shit into something good. Every goddamn time. Look, they gave us a name, niggas. And it was the most vile thing in the history of the world anybody could be called. And we turned that shit into a term of endearment. My niggas. We turned that shit into some good shit. We love being niggas now. Nigga ain't nothing like being a nigga. Everybody want to be niggas now. But there was one point where if you called a person a nigga, you gonna get your whole motherfucking back broke. The whole clique gonna rain down on your motherfucking ass with the wrath of rod. I'm not bullshitting. Now, this is alchemy. We took what you intended to hurt us with, we turned that shit into a term of endearment. You know, we turned that into a whole way of life wrapped around a negative thing that we turned or attempted to turn in our community into something positive. So now, while everybody thinking that they hurting us by calling us nigga, it ain't nothing new. We was trying to figure out how to make that flip anyway. Ever since, all you got to do if you want to know how long we've been trying to get over the sting of the pain of being called a nigga is read Richard Wright, Black Boy, I think it's called, and he got a part in there where he's talking about how the brothers be hanging on the corner when ain't nobody else around. They try to when ain't nobody else around, they call each other niggas to try to see who was the toughest and who could take it. Call me a nigga, I can take that shit. Master don't run shit here. So now I'm gonna try to post this video of these sisters in California, and I don't know if y'all gonna understand what y'all about to see. Certain stuff, but I'm about to show it to y'all. About the other niggas to try to see who was the toughest, who could take it. Call me a nigga, I can take that shit. Master don't. Okay, so now I just posted in there. I just posted in there the link. Now, right here, I'm going to pin this comment, right? Okay, so now the comment that's pinned is the video showing them sisters in California know that they're supposed to be going to the water. They know they're supposed to be wearing the white dresses. It's actually the dress 19 from the Nation of Islam, by the way, by Tanetta Muhammad. It's the correct garb for the upcoming ceremonies, because it was designed specifically for the women in the upcoming liberation campaign of flipping the grid, and it had to be free flowing so that we can infuse parts of ballet and classical dance that would accentuate the flow of the gown to give it the appearance of like when a group of women together and they make certain movement, it'll look like a white cloud on the ground moving from a distance. So that was the purpose of that outfit being created by Tanetta Muhammad. And notice she called it the dress 19. 1 and 9, beginning and ending, Alpha and Omega. It would have meant the same if she'd called it the dress 10, beginning and end, Alpha and Omega. 9 being the fullness of the birth, 9 months in the initiation or first entry being at the Alpha or the number 1. You bring the Alpha to the Omega, you bring the beginning to the end. And this is the whole trick. We got to take the best shit that we used to have, the best shit we got now, and throw away all of the garbage. And so what I have to do is I have to find a big enough facility for my teachers to bring their families, entire families in, or these teachers